Hi everybody. Today the church celebrates the feast of St. John Vianney. And St. John Vianney was a parish priest in the 1800s in France, and he is now considered the patron saint of parish priests. So he'd be like the patron saint for myself and for Father Alan and for all of those parish priests you might know. So a special day for us as priests, and the reason that John Vianney is the patron of priests was that in his life and in his ministry he demonstrated such a great love for God and for his people. Now, St. John Vianney wasn't considered to be a very smart or very intelligent, book-smart person. Especially when he was in seminary, he struggled a lot with his studies, and he persevered just because of his great zeal to serve, his great zeal to love the people he was going to serve and to love God. It's actually a funny story that when he was in school, he was particularly bad at Latin, and his Latin teacher was actually none other than our first bishop of the Archdiocese of Dubuque, who was Bishop Loris, Matthias Loris. And there's a story that goes that Matthias Loris actually hit John Vianney upside the head because he was doing so poorly in his Latin studies. So we can say that our first bishop smacked a saint. Not the best record to have, but still a fun story anyway. But John Vianney was particularly known for the way he served the people. He loved to say Mass. He particularly spent a lot of time in the confessional. Some stories say that he spent up to 16 hours a day hearing confessions in the city of Ars where he was placed. The reason for that was that people started to understand and started to see his great love and the way that he had a connection with God, and the way that came out in the way that he counseled sinners, the way that he gave them advice, the way that he gave them whatever it was, that love of God that he allowed to flow through him in that confessional space. And so people came from all over the world just to confess to St. John Vianney. So his great love was really what drove him for all of his life, and it allowed him to continue to minister. One of the greatest pieces of advice I received before becoming a priest, and one of the most consoling pieces of advice I got, was just love the people and love God, and things will be okay. And that was really consoling to me because it just sometimes feels like that you can be overwhelmed with a lot of different things to do, especially as a priest, and it feels like you have to be an expert at a lot of things. But that is always a reminder to me that the one thing that I am called to do above all else is to love God, and to love the people I serve. So I continue to keep that close to my heart, and especially with the prayers of St. John Vianney, that is where that priestly zeal comes from love of God and love of the people. So we ask God today that we might all have that same love, that we might really truly love other people and love God, so that we might become saints just like John Vianney one day. God bless you.